always try to review my Psychology Today articles. This one is the recent issue of Psychology Today. I like the insights it provides. And this one is for the Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder was given an interview to Psychology Today. Wilder, this is the boxer. And he was talking about his struggles with mental health and how he got into fighting. And this is a guy that I thought was a beast. Well, I still think he's a beast. Even though that fight, those fights with what's his name, the white big dude. I'm blanking on his name. Anyway, it's a famous fight. If you're a boxer or you're into boxing or something like that, you'd know who it is. But I didn't see the humanity in him until I read this interview, and it was very, very eye-opening. Was a bus driver, got a girl pregnant, decided to take full responsibility for it, and then got into boxing just to make a few bucks. Before you know it, he was actually very good at it. And he talked about crying as a way to cleanse yourself. He talked about taking care of his mental health by talking to therapists. He talked about having empathy for his fellow boxers. He talked about the challenges of boxing and the risk of your own life. So this is someone who is, I didn't see that humanity part of him. I thought it was just a machine. And I think his interview was very important, and that's why I started sharing it last time, and I was reflecting on it. And I want to continue in that vein here, reflecting on that interview he did with Psychology Today. So the interview, I stopped last time at the crying as a cleansing method. Now I want to start off with the fact that he was talking about meditation. The interviewer asked, you built a meditation room in your house. What is your practice like? It's like, meditation gives me clarity and confirmation. It humbles me. I like to use meditation with visualization. Say I want to win a race, an obstacle course. So I'm visualizing how I want this course to go. I know that there is a corner right there, right here, and a step right there. You plan how you want to do it, so when you actually get ready to run the race, it's almost like you've done it before. Wow. I also use meditation for this. I use meditation to calm myself, to center myself, to master my breathing. Because I tend to, or actually many people, just like me, I tend to fly off the handle at an emotional reaction. And I found out that if I had just taken a deep breath, like I would have given a second for my rationality to step in, and then I don't have to respond in the way that I would have responded if I hadn't taken the deep breath. In these meditative states that I do 5 minutes every day, I often find myself, sometimes I drift off, but for the most time I'm present, I'm there, and I find myself feeling more calm, responding with more empathy, using more of my soft people skills instead of trying to emotionally react to a situation. And I want to keep doing that, and part of what helps me do that is to understand that a calm heart and a clear head is often the key to breakthrough. Some people like working with chaos. I think most people can benefit from working with calmness and meditative states. Not vegetative states, meditative states. Not being meek and docile states. Being purposeful and living with intent and controlling their lives. And sometimes I find people who come from a perspective of trying to get the world to change, to fit into their feelings. trying to get the world to think differently about themselves, trying to put most of the solutions outwards instead of inwards. But that's not my philosophy. My philosophy is what you can do. My philosophy is where can we start with yourself? What can you do? Because 90% of your problem will be solved with your actions. And why there is the external frustration, you'll be better able to handle the external frustration if you can handle the internal frustration. And that internal frustration you can handle better when you meditate, when you calm yourself, when you learn how to control your breathing. Because the body and the mind are connected, interconnected in many ways that are sometimes incomprehensible to understand. Isn't it interesting? There's a part of your brain that will be removed. You won't be able to speak again. But you don't see the speech in the brain matter, in the physical structure. When you remove that structure, you lose your speech. You lose your language. And that's the connection between what you can see and what you cannot see, and how that plays a role in forming you. So meditation is definitely important. And I think building a meditation room, it's a dedication to meditation. I've been thinking my house, I want it to be one is going to be a gym room, one is going to be a study room, one is going to be my study room / my meditation room. There'll be a section for meditation in the study room. Then I have my gym room. I want to add a music room too, because I'm musical. I have these ambitions that if I work diligently now and be consistent, I would thank myself for doing these videos. I would thank myself for trying, at least. And some people fail to try, and then they fail by default. But anyway, let's continue with this interview here. It says, is that part of how you prepare for a fight? Wilder answered, when I'm in the ring, there might be thousands of people in the audience, but because of my meditation practice, I'm able to zone out everybody. It's like smoke. Only I can see that blocks out everything else, and that gives me a peace of mind. A lot of things have lined up for me due to the exercise I put on my mind, exercise of my brain. You've spoken about battling depression earlier in your life. What do you do to ward off and find happiness? First, I want to reflect on the previous one briefly, because he talks about zoning out, and I know this zone out method. When you're in the zone, it's like nothing else matters. It's like you're in a light trance, like you're hypnotized to do something, and you're focused and you're driven and you're just there, in tune, in sync. And the outside noises cannot even bother you. I don't know if you've seen Creed. At the final battle, he was fighting with his childhood friend. He zoned out the crowd. He zoned out the crowd, and when they were fighting in the ring, you couldn't hear any noise. It was just both of them hitting each other, zoned into what they were doing. That's how it is to be in the zone. That graphic image that was shown in that movie at that scene is that when you're in the zone, both in boxing or in doing another activity where you are a professional at, or where you are trying to be a professional at, you just zone out. So you're like, you could walk for hours without thinking about food or drink. Because you are in the zone. And I wish that for you, to find yourself in the zone. That would be because of your fucking zone. I don't cuss. Sparingly I do when I'm trying to make a point, like what I did a second ago. But that's it. Finding himself in the zone, meditation helps him to do that. And I think it helps me to do that too. And I think it could help you do that too. And talking about depression and finding happiness, he said, it can be hard to love yourself. I still have my emotional roller coaster. Sometimes I still feel like I'm not doing enough. One thing I learned is not to let people throw emotional garbage at you, because it will soak in. You start to think, I can't do that. I'm not good. Some people think having all this money is the prototype of happiness, but they're mistaken. I came to a realization that I don't need to have all these materialistic things. All I need to be happy is simplicity, to be able to sleep, to eat, to take care of my family. Wow, that was a very spirited interview that I would want to check out further on.